So Joe, the name of your company, Island Pacific Energy, what does that represent? What type of business do you do?
Well, we're an energy services company, so a big part of our organization is providing renewable energy to our customers. We do it in a number of different forms. One is putting photovoltaic systems on top of our customers' roofs, but another aspect is we actually provide energy generated from photovoltaic systems that Island Pacific Energy owns and operates.
And you say you don't like to be known just as a PV company.
No, we don't. We like to think that we're more than that. We're not just a company that goes and screws things down on people's roofs. What we are is a company that provides alternatives for the consumer to purchase energy. So they can generate their own through systems that we install for them, or they can buy energy from us that we generate that's clean, renewable energy from renewable sources like photovoltaics.
And so your business is residential, corporate, and then the sustainable energy that you're providing for the community, right?
That's correct. About 50% of our business comes from residential installs. The other 50% comes from commercial, and that includes the energy that we sell to organizations like Puno School and the East-West Center and Chaminade University.
Why should a person consider putting PV on their roof?
Well, it's primarily economic. For us, when we look at any of the systems that we install for any of our customers, we always approach it economically first. How much money can we save? And right now, you can't get a better payback on your money than putting photovoltaics up on your roof.
And for many people, there are ways to do that with very little money out of pocket initially, right?
That's right. We were one of the first companies to come in with a no money down offering. No money down being you don't put any money up front, and then you can use your savings to pay for the system over time. Right now, there's a number of banks and credit unions in town that offer very attractive programs. The typical program would be the customer would have us install the system on their roof. They'd be able to borrow 100% of the money from the bank, and we would construct the system and work with the bank and the loan such that your monthly payments are less than what your monthly savings is in electricity. And the payback here in Honolulu is 4.5 years for a residential customer.
Joe, you have 3 boys, and you and your family were living in New Jersey. What brought you to Hawaii?
Well, my wife is from Oahu, and we met right after college working at Chase Manhattan Bank, and lived in the New York area for a little over 15 years. And she always wanted to come back and raise the kids here. And so the time was right a little over 7 years ago, and we put things together and came over here, and I started Island Pacific Energy.
There seem to be so many PV companies popping up all across the state. When somebody's looking for a company to put a system on their roof, what should they be looking for?
Well, I think they're looking for longevity. You want to go with an organization that you're comfortable is going to be around. One of the tenets of the industry is to understand that when you buy a product that you expect the manufacturer to be there to honor the warranty. Most photovoltaic components come with very long warranties, up to 25 years. But the warranty is only as good as the company being around to honor the warranty. And the same is true for your photovoltaic vendor. When you choose a renewable energy company, you want to choose one that's going to be around for the long term. For Island Pacific Energy, what we've done is we've diversified to offer a number of different energy services. So we're not just about installing PV on a customer's roof. Eventually that market is going to slow down, and there's going to be a consolidation in the marketplace. So we position the company in a way to offer other products and services, so we'll continue to be here long after the PV rush is ended.
For someone who's shopping around for PV for their home or for their business, what are some of the new products or innovations or trends in PV these days?
The primary innovation is a lowering in cost. That we've seen a tremendous lowering of the cost of photovoltaics, and the benefit of that is that not only is it cheaper, but combine that with our higher rates of electricity makes these systems pay back so much faster. 5 years ago, the payback on an average residential install might have been 8 or 9 years. Today, it could be as low as 3.5, 4 years. So it's a big difference. And when you're talking about an investment that's probably going to be the largest investment that a homeowner makes besides the home itself, this is a significant change in the industry. As far as technologies go, we haven't seen any kind of industry-changing technology as much as we've just seen incremental increases in efficiency or maybe some slight changes in some of the technology. But the core technology that we use is the same technology that's been around for 50 years. It just works a little bit better, and it's a lot cheaper.
Ultimately, to help people live off the grid completely, or?
Well, when you say off the grid, it always sounds like it's some hippie living off, back in the woods somewhere. But in reality, what it's going to come to is a situation where you're going to have a choice. And you're going to say, and it's going to be driven economically, because economics are going to be the primary driver. What's the cheapest way for me to generate power? And if I can do that in a way that's also environmentally friendly, I'm going to want to do it. And if it means not being connected to the utility anymore, that's fine as well. Mm-hmm. If it means that the next time we have some kind of natural disaster or problem with the grid, that you're going to continue to have electricity at your home, that's fantastic, and that's a byproduct of it. And that's how we see the industry happening. When we look at where we think the industry is going to be 5, 10, and 15 years from now, we look back at phone service. Now, when I grew up, nobody would ever think of not having a landline phone in their house. But if you ask college students today, I don't even think they know what a landline is, because they all use cellular phones. And there's been a huge change in that industry. We expect to see that kind of change now, where now people can't imagine not having electricity from their local utility, but we think 5, 10, 15 years down the line, we're going to look back and say, what do we need that for? Because we have this new technology that we don't know what it is yet, but it'll be there.
Is there a sense of urgency to do this? What's the latest in the community on that?
As we move forward, I think what we're going to see is more of a rush to people to get in before it's too late. Currently, we get a 30% federal tax credit, and we get a 35% state tax credit. So when you add that up, that's approximately 65% of the cost of the system is paid for through tax credits. And it's very important, because without that, it would take a long, long time, 10, 12 years for you to make your money back. And then on the outer islands, particularly in Maui, what we're seeing is that the electrical circuits are being overloaded with renewable energy, and the utility is coming back to the consumer saying, in order for you to put renewable energy on your roof, we're going to have to do a special study, and there's a cost associated with that. We're now starting to see some of that on Oahu. As people start to realize that circuits are filling up and it's going to be a first-in mentality, that I think there's going to be another final rush for people to get in.
How has it been for you personally? Is it rewarding? What makes you excited about coming to work every day?
Well, what's great about being in this industry is that you can come in and know that you're making a difference every day. So not only are we able to, as a business, make money and create jobs and provide for our employees, but we're also able to offer a fantastic service to our customers and ultimately make a beneficial contribution to the environment for everyone in the process.